You know, we all wonder what it really means to be successful. But what if the key to incredible achievement isn't something you have to go out and find? What if it's something you've had all along? Today, we're diving into the idea that your greatest resources are already inside you. Let's get into it.
So, let's just start with the big one. When I say the word success, what's the first thing that pops in your head? Is it a mountain of cash? A fancy car? Maybe your name and lights? For a lot of us, that's kind of the default picture. But is that really the whole story? All right, so let's try and build a bigger, better picture. We're going to look past all the wealth and the influence to see if we can uncover a much deeper, more personal definition of what a successful life actually looks like.
And here's the core of it. Success isn't really about what you have, it's about how you feel. It's that deep satisfaction of knowing you're living out your own unique potential. But this last part, the absence of a sense of lack? Whoa! Just imagine that for a second, not needing anything else because you are completely, totally fulfilled from within.
And when you think about it that way, you realize success isn't just one thing. It's a whole ecosystem, right? You've got mental success, that's peace of mind, physical success, just being healthy, financial success, which is really about stability, not just riches, and spiritual success, that sense of self-realization. They're all connected, all part of a truly successful life.
Okay, so what's the one thing that holds most of us back? Well, it's usually this little story we tell ourselves, this myth that we just don't have what it takes. You know the voice. I'm not rich enough, I don't have the right connections, I'm just not a genius. We act like our success depends on all these things we don't have. But what if that's just completely wrong?
And this is the sentence that flips the entire script. It's not about scrambling to find resources on the outside. It's about turning inward and discovering the immense power you already carry. Everything you could possibly need to build the life you want, it's already part of your system. So, what are these incredible built-in resources we're talking about? Well, let's take a look at the hardware you were born with. And seriously, prepare to have your mind blown by the sheer power of your own body and your own mind.
Let's just start at the tiniest level. Right now, as you're sitting there, 100 trillion cells are working together in perfect harmony inside of you. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's way more than all the stars in our entire galaxy. It's just unbelievable.
And how do all those cells get their fuel? Through 60,000 miles of blood vessels. 60,000 miles. That's a delivery network long enough to circle the Earth more than twice, all running inside you 24/7.
And now, for the main event. Your brain, the command center. It's powered by 100 billion neurons. Each one is like a tiny computer, and together they create a network so complex it's almost impossible to even imagine.
So what does that number even mean? Well, get this. Neuroscientists figure your brain is at least 1,000,000 times more powerful than the world's most advanced supercomputer. So that whole idea that you lack resources, it's just not true. You're not poor. You are, in fact, a latent genius, just waiting to wake up.
So you have this incredible supercomputer between your ears. You have all this untapped potential. But how do you switch it on? What's the key that unlocks all that power? Well, it comes down to one simple but incredibly profound thing: belief.
Just look at the power of belief in action. For centuries, all the experts, doctors, scientists, said the human body was physically incapable of running a mile in under 4 minutes. It was an absolute impossibility. And then, in 1953, one guy, Roger Bannister, simply believed he could do it. And he did. And as soon as that mental barrier was shattered, suddenly the impossible became possible for over 1,000 other people.
Here's an even simpler way to think about it. Picture a wooden plank on the ground. Walking across it? No problem. It's easy, right? You believe you can, so you just do it. Now take that exact same plank and put it between two skyscrapers. The plank hasn't changed. The task hasn't changed. But suddenly it feels impossible. Why? Because your belief has been replaced by doubt. It's your belief, not the task itself, that's calling the shots.
Okay, so we have the resources. We have the key, which is belief. But what happens when we try and we fail? For so many of us, that feels like the end of the road. But what if we started to see failure differently? Not as a roadblock, but as a crucial part of the process.
I mean, just look at the story of James Dyson. He had this idea for a better vacuum, but it took him 5 years and over 5,126 failed prototypes to get it right. He wasn't failing, he was learning, he was tweaking. And even when he perfected it, he spent 3 years getting rejected by every company he showed it to. But he kept believing, and eventually it became the #1 bestseller.
And that really brings us to this massive takeaway. Every single setback, every mistake, every so-called failure is just data. It's a lesson. It's not a wall that's there to stop you, it's a stepping stone, lifting you a little higher and getting you one step closer to where you want to go.
And so, that's where we land. You literally possess a system more powerful than any computer ever made. You hold the key to unlock it all with what you choose to believe. And you now know that failure is just part of the construction process. So, the only real question left is, what are you going to build with yours?